Wait a minute, you got married here? Oh, we started. Guys, this is a story of perseverance. We've seen Matt before. He has a story. Is he going to be living in Costa Rica or not? He's been back and forth so many times. Can he make a decision? Is it bad? Is it good? What's going on with Matt? Now, if you haven't seen, you're not familiar, I will put the links to the videos with Matt Pryor. He's got a great story, but we will recap it so you kind of can catch up. And we're going to catch up with Matt. Actually, he's off to Alaska Monday. So what's that about? Guys, I'm Michael Allen from TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Guys, we have another relocation retreat coming up. I would love to see you there. If Costa Rica's on your radar and you're thinking you might want to live in Costa Rica, it's a great event. It sells out quick these days. Anyway, all the info is in the link in the description below. I would love to see you there. Please subscribe, man. YouTube's hard. YouTube's hard, Matt. Trust me.
Yes.
You know, actually.
Yeah.
So please subscribe, and if you want to see videos as we put them up, hit the notification bell. All right, Matt, for those, they're in for a treat here. So for the people that actually haven't seen any of your videos, I believe you came out here over 2 years ago?
2021. Well, actually, I've been traveling here since 2019, but came and got some roots in 2021.
And it is true, you do want to live in Costa Rica. Is that a truth?
Yes, coming back.
And I kind of said the married thing. We're going to get to that, but I think that's true as well. Yes. So catch everybody up in like a dot-to-dot fashion, like an outline. Here, there, this happened, this happened, this happened, very quickly to get us to this point so we can move on.
From the last video or from the beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay.
Total, like dot-to-dot.
All right. Well, I was teaching in Mountain Village, Alaska, and 2 of the last years of my teaching were just amazing, fantastic, and I thought it was time to hang it up, so I decided to retire. I had traveled down here before a little bit and fell in love with it, so I moved down here. Decided to take the digital nomad route. I do a lot of writing, books, dramatic series, screenplays, things like that. So this was a perfect fit. Was able to find a place that I could do the digital nomad thing. And throughout that, had some success with that. And then there were some things that came up with some family issues
well, I think we can mention Bitcoin a little bit, because it's a big
just
kind
of thing. Just going to say that. No, that's okay. I made some choices to invest with some people, and it turned out to be a little bit of a Ponzi scheme and lost quite a bit of money. And so had to make a decision to go back to work. So Alaska was the choice, and so I was able to go back and teach there and travel back to Alaska. And then again, felt like I was in a good place to come back, so I came back again, and then had some situations that happened here that, again, led to me needing to go back to Alaska again. So went back to Alaska a second time. I think I'm on the second time now.
I know the story and I'm confused. But I think the thing, well, and then you had you've had to do a lot of plan B and plan C stuff because you had your son got that was a thing. We can.
Yeah, so that was the next time back in Alaska. Things were great. I was back on track, had a fantastic job up there in a village called Egegik, Alaska, and was a month in, and then got the news that my son got hit by a car on a skateboard, so quit my job. Following that job, I would have had a full-time teaching job again back in Mountain Village where I was originally, but resigned from that and spent the last 6.5 months in Wisconsin taking care of my son. He's better now, doing good, back to normal, and then felt it was time to come back here. So I was in a better place and decided to come back and got back to the digital nomad.
So I like this story because I think it is perseverance, one of adventure, go getting you've got your eye on the prize, but basically it was all basically work related. You needed to make more money.
Right.
And so every time you kind of went back to Alaska or when it was to make money, to come here to do your thing. Now, he did mention it. Matt's a great writer, man. He's a great writer. He also is an actor. He dabbles in a lot of things. You were doing quite a few things, but you needed to make enough money, and it wasn't always happening. Right. And so that would kind of go, well, let me go make that money. So that's kind of the crux of the story, with Costa Rica being the end game to be here.
Right.
Now, so I love this story. So you came back here, when?
Just about middle of December 17th.
Okay, let's throw the surprise out.
Okay, so came back December 17th. Again, was in a better place after having been in Alaska for a while, got my son settled, came back and very secretly got engaged. And
to a local?
She originally from Nicaragua, but she lives here full time. And so she's kind of a local now. We're both locals. I consider myself local. But yes, got engaged and on to the next step.
So you've been here now. When we first talked, when you first got here, actually, I did know he got married. I'm kind of acting like I didn't, but I knew he got married. And so you've kind of gone back and forth. You're leaving again, like we said, like in 2 days or whatever. What's December to at this point? What was happening? Because you were kind of going to stay here.
Right. Yeah, I had an opportunity to do online teaching, which is something that I had looked into a while back, and it finally came to fruition. And had the engagement and the marriage, and we talked about things, and then got a call from Alaska again that there's an opportunity there. I have some friends who are still there, and they said, "Matt, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm doing some writing, doing some online teaching," and they said, "Well, we could really use you up here again." So the opportunity is great. That summer job where I was prior to my son being hurt was offered to me again, and that's a fantastic opportunity. Really good money, really good security for me. So I sat down with my fiance, and we said, let's make a sacrifice for a decent amount of time, and some good things will come at the end of it. We're both very patient and know where our future is going. So we decided that I'm going to do this and head back to Alaska. So I'll be doing a full-time teaching job, and then I'll be going on to the summer job in Igiugig, and that's going to be a back-to-back.
You say that word like it doesn't. I don't think say that town again.
It's
you're saying, and they're probably going, "What'd he say?"
Yeah, it's a small village there, Igiugig, and it's just a small fishing village that I was working in. So that's the summer job. So I'll be doing the long-term subbing job right now. Go to Igiugig, then on to another small town called Marshall. Back to Igiugig, back to Marshall, back to Igiugig, and then hopefully at that time we're heading back to Costa Rica.
So I think I wish other people, well, I think people do know, so Alaska was the go-to because it's quick money in what you're doing. Not only the teaching, but you're kind of doing the fishing, maybe not the exact fishing, but you're working on boats or whatever.
Right.
And it's quite a bit of money. And you have those connections, which a lot of people probably wish they had, that they had that connection.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's about making the money, quick money, and coming down here. So let's say you get all the money, you come back in a year and everything. So then what would be the plan? You have money, obviously that will make you more secure, but you still won't have enough money to, oh, we're good, let's go. So is it just more time to get, like, whether it's acting, whether it's writing, whether it's all those things you're doing to be comfortable that you can kind of at least go a year or two with working on those things? Is that still the plan?
No, that's a great way to put it. That's exactly what we sat down and had a heart-to-heart about, is that I want to do it right this time. I've made some mistakes here. This is home for me. I love it here. I absolutely love it here. So obviously the end game is coming back. So I wanted to not make the same mistakes twice or a third time here. So going back, getting the solid jobs that I've been very good at, that I've been doing my whole life, and then I'll have some side jobs too, like we talked about. I'll be doing the writing. Have an Etsy store that's finally starting to take off. That's been successful.
And your wife works. I mean, your wife has a full-time and doing the same thing. I do want to mention this because a lot of people, the whole marriage thing in Costa Rica, I have a lot of stories because a lot of gringos, let's say my age, come down and I don't know, they feel like they need to marry a prostitute. I don't know what that's all about. And it usually goes south. But if you want to find a decent girl, you can here. That's the thing. Don't go to San Jose and go out to the bars and the clubs. Nope. Don't go to Tinder and swipe left and right. You found a girl like the organic way, the old-fashioned way.
It was very
and
organic.
She is very nice, and she's, just very nice. And I totally see, because at first, I got to admit, when you said you were getting married, I was like, fucking, you romantic. What the hell is wrong with you? And you are a romantic guy, type of thing, but she's like a good catch. She's a good catch, solid, wife material. Working's not like, Matt, where's my money? I need a new fur coat for the sun.
No, I can honestly say she's one of the hardest working women I've ever met in my entire life. And like you said, it did happen organically. The place where I met her was a restaurant where I was going in one day a week to do my writing. It's where I wrote the dramatic series. I'd go in one day a week, have my pechuga, my chicken breast and Coke, and it was a hi, how you doing? And then a year later, we decided, hey, you want to have dinner together? And the rest is history. And just I was very, very lucky to find a really amazing, down to earth, humble person, hardworking.
I think let's go a little bit, because you've been persevering. You have gone back and forth a bunch of times with the eye on the prize, which is Costa Rica. What's so wrong with Wisconsin? Why? What's the issue with Wisconsin? I mean, I know you're married. Okay, let's take her out for a second because she wasn't always there. So why was Costa Rica the allure? Why? Hey, I'll live in Alaska. Why don't you just fucking live in Alaska, Matt? You know, make that ton of money every year.
Right. No, all those places have an appeal, but I think it's age and stage for everybody. You're at a certain place in your life, and I fell in love with Costa Rica, and I was at a place in my life where I said, you know what, I love the lifestyle here. I love the people. Everything's a little bit slower, a little bit more laid back. And that was for me. And I had, 52 good years in Wisconsin, 2 amazing years in Alaska, and they have all their own allure and fun. But my son, gave me his blessing. Dad, go do it, and go enjoy your life. And so I decided that's what I want to do. And this is a perfect fit for me. I just,
it is,
love it.
I do want to say, especially how you are, because I'm kind of the same. We're kind of creative folks, like you with your writing, or me, whatever, doesn't matter. But creativity, this place is pretty good for that mindset,
yes.
And that kind of simple life is not that hustle and bustle all around you, where you feel like I got to get out, I got to go do.
I got to go here.
Here you can just kind of.
Exactly. And that's a really good fit for me. And that's exactly her lifestyle. Just very simple, get up, go work hard, come home, just enjoy your time together.
So we made the last video we made, guys. Again, if you haven't seen it, it was probably one of my last big videos. It's close to got 70,000 views. And a lot of people there was a lot of great comments about go Matt, persevere, do you. But there was also some negativity. Matt, why don't you buck up, little camper, and take some. I didn't really understand those because I thought you were very honest in that video and all that. So what would you tell people? Because some people come down here and it's like, oh, I can't, it's not working for me. And it's usually money. So they want to be here, but it's like maybe a money factor.
Right.
You just keep coming back. What would you tell those people? Because you've obviously found the ways to. You've had probably, of all the friends I know in our circle, you probably had the most difficult run of it, with your son's accident. That was obviously, luckily that's all fine now, but the Bitcoin thing, obviously you think you're pretty good. And then all of a sudden, what just happened? So you've been in some pretty rough situations. And I think a lot of people would just kind of go, all right, I need to just do this thing. But the fact your story is so, to me, motivating. Just the perseverance of it all, because you're like, I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to do this. You're looking, delaying gratification. We'll say a lot of people, it's got to happen right now. I got to do this now, today. Yes. You're like going, okay, this is what I got to do. We're planning together, and again, you've got a great wife to do it with. Yes. I know there is no doubt in your mind. I'm going to say this out loud, okay?
Sure.
There is no doubt in your mind that she's going to be your wife down here. She's going to act accordingly and do that thing. You do not have to go.
No doubt whatsoever.
Okay, let me see your phone messages.
No,
you know what I mean?
My gosh, no drama.
And I think she probably feels the same about you. I mean, that's obviously a big thing. And again, a lot of people, gringos, unfortunately, come down here and make those. They're making some mistakes with their marriage material, we'll say, and a lot of times it doesn't turn out good. So, so we've had. Is this the fourth video?
Fourth.
So I am going to put all the links, guys, so you can catch up if you don't know the details of all the stuff we were talking about. But I don't know. What would you say for people actually that kind of are having a hard time, finding their way? It doesn't have to be Costa Rica generated, but
yeah, it could be anywhere. The 2 things that I'd probably touch on. One is that you come down here and you experience Costa Rica for a good amount of time before you get involved in any kind of a relationship. We know from the earlier videos that they can watch and find out that I made a decision to get in a relationship that went south, and it wasn't good. It was impulsive, and it cost me a lot of difficulties in my life. Heartache and difficulties in my life, both, yes. So it'd be that. One, come down here and really just enjoy the country, get to know the people, travel around, find what place is a good fit for you. It may not be one of the cities or bigger villages. It might be one of the smaller, out-of-the-way places. So find where you want to go. And then secondly, I'd say be very secure with your financial situation. Know that you can come down here, spend a decent amount of money, and if it's not right for you, if Costa Rica's not right for you or another country's not right, that you can always go back to where you came from and start over again. And just have that security when you come down. And then if you have those 2 things, you'll find out if it's for you. And if it's not, then you can go back and
So
find your plan B.
for all these, like, let's say 2.5 years, did it kind of ever enter your mind like it's just not going to work down
No,
there?
I never once said that. I just put myself in situations financially that made it more difficult down here. I found I did give it a decent amount of time. I had a good 8 to 9 months, 10 months almost, where I was just on my own down here before I made some decisions that got me into difficult situations. And I loved it. And I traveled around and I found what I liked. And La Fortuna happened to be the place for me. I fell in love with La Fortuna. And then I knew that it was the right place. But then I had to get through those obstacles because of choices I made. And you bounce back. And
So do you think you're just doing things different, or are you is it just I'm making better decisions because I learned from the past?
now,
Yeah.
yes.
So you feel pretty confident about that, that
Yes.
you're not going to
Make the same mistakes 3 times.
I don't know, man. It's very exciting to keep up with you. You know, you've been a good friend along the way, and watching from afar, so it's like, especially when your son, when he got in the
that was
accident,
tough.
it was like,
That was tough.
that puts a big
Mhm.
crimp in the whole
did.
storyline, right? Because you were in Alaska, right?
I was in Alaska, back on track, getting back in a good place financially and in many ways. And
then
then
obviously
news
family first. I mean,
Yes,
you can't
yes.
go, son.
yeah, sorry, I'm going to stick around.
I got things to do, make some
Yeah.
money.
No, it wasn't that.
Well, it's good that he's back on track, because that was how long that you.
About 6.5 months of brain recovery and getting back to where he, could function, and he's doing good.
That's great.
Mhm.
I don't know what else, Matt. What else? I mean, so he's leaving out here in 2 days. He's going back to Alaska. Going to be gone about a year, right?
Might be closer to 2.
So if we see you before, well, will you
Anything
come
can
in
happen,
for a visit? You know what I mean, like a quick visit.
No, we talked about that too. I mean, it's a pretty expensive visit when you get to. I mean, it's a $2,000-3,000 visit, whether it's
so it eats
Wisconsin
up
or
whatever
here.
you were doing.
It does. So, we talked about that, and we're going to make some strong sacrifices. And there's the beauty of FaceTime now and texting, and you can keep in touch in a lot of other ways. So,
And as we know, a year, well, not maybe your age, but my age, a year's like 2 weeks these days.
right.
Well, Matt, thanks for keeping it, man.
My pleasure. My
Obviously,
pleasure.
we're friends, so I'm going to be keeping up with him.
Mhm.
But if we talk to him within a year, maybe not. Things didn't work out, but hopefully, we've been keeping up. So regardless of what happens, if we have to do something on,
Right.
what is it? What are those?
FaceTime.
Yeah, like a FaceTime thing. We're going to catch up with you and let him know,
Absolutely, be
because
happy
again,
to.
a lot of people have been following you. Guys, you got your own YouTube.
Mhm.
I'm going to put, you can follow him. I'm going to put any way to get a hold of Matt or to watch what Matt's doing. All those links are going to be in the description below.
Excellent.
Anyway,
Appreciate it.
Matt's
My pleasure. Good to be here.
guys, I'm Michael Lown for TravelCostaRicaNow.com. Things are going to pop up if you're thinking about living or traveling anywhere, especially Costa Rica. You always do your homework and research. And if it is Costa Rica, well, his videos too, I guess. We'll put his videos up there, but you definitely want to check out mine. Ciao.